So last time out, we lost to Leeds. It's safe to say the team reacted rather well. Although, I will be honest, it did take a rather than a fortunate 2-0 victory over Norwich and then a match against Barnsley to get things back on their way again. Yeah, so Maximin's goal was fortunate, we'll say, and then an own goal saw us past Norwich. Barnsley dealt with as you would expect. 4 goals there, 2 for Zesco, a Messi penalty. I feel sorry for Barnsley. He might be 37, but he's still Lionel Messi. Terrifying. A Wolves in trouble, also dealt with as you'd expect. They're still 19th, of course. Southampton, part of the reason why I'm bringing you the FA Cup 4th round with Southampton along with this Manchester City game is because the Southampton games bring goals. 5-2 in the home leg, it was 4-0 away from home earlier this season. You might remember, in the first season, we lost to them 6-2. A match which was only beaten in goals recently with that 7-2 against Red Star. And then Leicester, 5-0. They did have a sending off, but Calvert-Lewin, 3 goals for him there. Makoko and Lamptey with a goal. We do play Manchester City today, we do play Southampton today, and we did make one signing of a note, and that's Matteo Politano, who's 31 and decent. I'm not sure why his star rating is bad. He's got great natural fitness even if his stamina is low, but technically, competent, mentally, physically, fine. Plays inverted winger as a 2.5 star. I don't know why inside forward is a 2 star, considering it uses basically the same attributes. I think if a winger just uses a few of his better mentals, and that's basically the change. And then inside forward also uses the slightly less good balance. But for £3.5 million, I just figured we needed personnel in that space because Messi is retiring at the end of the year. This is sort of the preemptive strike on that. I know I'm not doing another season. I've just announced that, I think. Forgot to announce that officially. Yeah, this will be the last season of Newcastle. I announced it on Twitter, but after the Invincibles Premier League season, we'll have one shot of the Champions League, which will obviously resume with the Dortmund game next episode. This guy basically fills in the gap for Messi, who is obviously getting worse. Messi, I'm playing as Mazzala now, by the way. This is why I've got this guy in now. And Messi's done better, actually, in the midfield. Not first choice there either, though. Okay, so Lamptey's good for 75 minutes, back into that first team, which is crucial because Nicolas Soulé, my third choice right back, is injured. And if you're wondering why Soulé was playing right back, it's because Mbabu is also injured. And despite now being on an orange injury and returning to fitness officially, 7 more days on that one. Mings also currently out. I should say he also did sell Dan Axel Zagadou for £21.5 million to Zenit St. Petersburg of all teams. I'm not sure how they had £21.5 million to spend, but they did. I figured as 6 centre-backs we could sell Dan Axel. We've got a full week until Southampton, so there's no real reason to do any rotation against Manchester City, which we wouldn't do either way, but I think we can basically go full strength against both of them. And that was confusing. Apparently 6 stars equates to surplus to requirements. But I'm not going to play an unhappy player against Manchester City. I will play Manchester City's previous defence against them instead. Dias and Stones in the middle, Lamptey at right back, Dina at left back, Castile's in goal. Dina's still not great overall, Nianzou in front of them. SMS, Benacer that should be. Alongside him, of course, Diaz and Makoko as the starters in those positions, and Calvert-Lewin up front. Makoko up to double figures goals-wise. Makoko is ridiculous, by the way. I've not highlighted him. It says a down arrow on his first touch. I don't know what's going on with those arrows. They're all over the place, but yeah. Look at the inside forward attributes. 17, 16, 16, dribbling, finishing, first touch. 16 technique to boot as well. Flair and composure up there. Acceleration of 17, agility of 19, pace of 17 as well. Good balance. His work rate's up to a 15 as well, even though there's a down arrow on it. We managed to salvage that work rate through chastising him when he had bad performances over the last couple of years. That's the thing that works still. In terms of being an inside forward, there's no real weakness to his game. Long shots are 12. Still isn't bad, really. The best part of this, of course, is because of the German situation. He's only ever been capped for Germany in the under-20s, and because I don't have the German fix, if he stays in England long enough, he could become an England player if Cameroon don't nick him first. Castiles remains in goal. He has been great again. With 5 wins on the belt means we are coming into this in very good form. 10 goals scored in the last 2 games as well. 2 5-goal hauls back-to-back. There's some high substitute numbers on that bench, although Foden's is just his number, and as is Rayner's, I think. 2 very good players, 2 very good young players. I noticed West Ham down in 8th there. They have fallen off again. But in regards to the Premier League, there is a bit of a chance that this ends up, depending on how tight we stay with Arsenal, as SMS nearly fouls De Bruyne there in the box. That's Ferland at left back, by the way, in case people are concerned. I think he was removed from the game. The one that we won't talk about. And I'm pretty certain Ruben Dias has just scored for them. Oh, it's Lamptey. Okay. Ruben Dias missed the interception, apparently, and Lamptey's put it in his own net. Not great, let's be real. On the replay, still not sure how that actually happened. Stones forward to Luis Diaz. Calvert-Lewin, SMS. I knew it was a risk play in the Man City boys against Man City. Luis Diaz again on this left-hand side. Digne into Calvert-Lewin. That's a curious attempt. Their centre-back pairing for this match is Laporte and Salazar, who is decent. And despite the fact that all of their players basically demanded to leave in the summer because they didn't have Champions League football, they're still all there, except for Stones and Diaz. Come on, boys. Let's do something, shall we? Digne. Back to Stones. Back to Digne. Forward to Benacer. Of course, Stones and Digne also former Everton. Now I realise Stones by way of Manchester City, but was Everton once upon a time, I think. The Manchester City team are knackered. Very bad game so far from us, though. I feel like we might need to start taking the game to them, go a little bit more attacking, perhaps. We're not really doing a lot as Vinicius Jr. just gets clean through, and that's one of the worst shots I've seen in a while. It's like he was deliberately trying to hit the camera. There's not been a lot of quality in this match, full stop. 4 shots on target altogether. Lamptey will gather this knockdown. Slowly for him. 20 acceleration. Let's just remember there. 20 acceleration. And he might as well walked. Moukoko kicks it straight against Mendy. That was terrible. Vinicius Jr. now back to Mendy to Laporte. They're working this around. I don't like this. And, well, Lamptey's ahead of Vinicius Jr. now. That was ambitious from Mendy. Moukoko. Maybe it's our highlight after all. Nice layoff. Get out to the left-hand side, perhaps, or right-hand side with Lamptey. That's an interesting ball, and I don't know how nobody intercepted it. Benacer, Nianzao, SMS on the edge of the box. He's gone for it. He's hit, I think, actually, Calvert-Lewin there. Nianzao to Moukoko, and, well, it's a fantastic finish if he's onside. It was a little bit apart from that, yeah. It was a little bit away from the defenders, and I couldn't tell, because there was a defender in the middle of the box there. I mean, that's harsh looking at it in real time, but the lines are the lines. I don't know how accurate the lines were there, but I'm going to presume the lines were meant to be accurate, even if the positionings on the pitch didn't seem that way. Moukoko, curious ball back to Casteels, but we'll take it. It's kept the possession. Stones, Nianzao, Ruben Dias, SMS again. Where are we going from here? Nowhere is the answer. Ruben Dias has forgotten which team he's playing for again. Sterling, that will be Digne's though. Luis Diaz will get Calvert-Lewin nice and through. Calvert-Lewin, curious move from Calvert-Lewin, but he got the ball in the net and that's all that matters. I'm not sure I spoke English there. It says 23 goals. I think that's his 24th, actually. It's a fantastic ball from Luis Diaz, though, as Calvert-Lewin just vastly outpaced that entire defence. I thought he'd lost it there when he sort of took a touch or two, then that allowed the defender to get back in there, which I presume to be Laporte. Just allowed the defender to get back a little bit, but no, just enough to round Ederson and pop that in the net. 1-1. They are absolutely shattered, their team. Benacer, for some reason, the most tired player on this pitch, despite the fact he didn't play last game. I don't know why Benacer is the most tired player on this pitch. He didn't play the last game. Moukoko has not had a good one. Could be a chance for Politano to have a bit of a shine. 18 minutes for him to do something. Luis Diaz, though. Benacer on the edge of the box. Chance to cross it in from Benacer or Stones. I don't really trust Stones to cross it in as Nianzao has a pop. I don't have replacements for Lamptey on the bench, so that's not going to happen. Messi's going to come on for Benacer, which is now my swap. Their fullbacks are obliterated. Just tell my team to play things up a little bit faster, focus their play down those sides. What do I do with Lamptey? Do I bring Soulé on? Do I have Soulé on the bench? No, because he's broken, isn't he? There's no one to put at right back. We are in injury time now, and I haven't made a third change. Just to preserve SMS, I'm going to bring on... I think I'm just going to bring on Willock in the middle rather than Harry Winks. He's got a bit more pace to him. I know it's for like a minute and a half. Although if they score here, I might undo that. Can we do something that resembles an interception, please? That would be nice. Sterling misses, thankfully. Ruben Dias. I mean, this is the end of the game. There's going to be a free kick, which we are going to be allowed to take as Messi puts the ball in. Luis Diaz is not there. And it's offside. How the whistle hasn't been blown yet, I have no idea. Surely it gets blown now. Or now. Or now. There we go. Pointless highlights at the end there. 1-1. Neither team particularly accurate. 15 shots for us, 5 on target, 1 in 3. 7 shots for them, 2 on target, under 1 in 3. On the balance of play, we deserved to score. They didn't. But a 1-1 isn't the end of the world. Of course, their goal was no goal. I actually forgot about that in the moment there. I got the classic why didn't you substitute a player question. I don't have a substitute for right back at the moment. Fans, you obviously are aware of that. The game doesn't understand that. Benacer could do with a rest. He's just back from the African Cup of Nations, that's why. Why Messi's been playing Mazzala. Yeah, that's a valid point. We do have a full week again after Southampton. Just a random side note, Callagher's been fantastic in Inter's goal. Serrero's been pretty good for Apoel as well. And the lone backing of Vicious to Pauk's been pretty decent. Apparently Callagher's getting worse, but actually playing him has developed him into a 3-star goalkeeper. He's conceded 15 in 21. He's on course to win Serie A. He's got more clean sheets than Unai Simon at Juventus. Also, just a minor shout out to Sampdoria for being 4th. Okay, so on the eve of the FA Cup match, we lose Nianzao for 5 to 6 weeks, which is more important than you realise. He's very good, but also in the week that's just passed, the French window was still open. I've loaned out Tim Krul to a second-tier French team, just because he didn't have a work permit here. I don't know how he's got one for them. But in that same window, on that same day, Monaco tried to poach Toussaint off me for good money. And it's good money that I turned down because he is the backup to Nianzao, and now that was crucial because otherwise I'd be forced to play SMS or Benacer back there, who aren't bad, but when you've got 2 dedicated players for that position, I'm now super glad I've kept hold of Toussaint. And that's an injury that will last through the first leg of Dortmund at least. So for this FA Cup tie with Southampton, we have Chesney in goal, cup goalkeeper, technically on paper better than our actual goalkeeper, even if the performances don't agree. Dino left back, Anel alongside Diaz just to appease Anel's fringe player game time. Lamptey at right back is still the only fully functioning right back. And Mbabu's still not good enough, not even for the bench. Toussaint takes over for the injured Nianzao, of course. Messi takes over for the jaded Benacer. I'm just going to let him have the full week off. He's outside the 7 substitutes as well. SMS alongside him, Diaz and Makoko, Calvert-Lewin up front 3, unchanged. They are on heavy workloads, but it's a full week till the next match regardless. Okay, good team talk. We'll move on. Still plenty of lower league opposition. I'm really annoyed we got a Premier League team today. Teams like Barnet, Tranmere, MK Don still in it. Millwall, Middlesbrough, both of them would have been fine. Championship level, but both of them would have been fine. But no, of course, we drew Premier League Southampton. Messi puts the ball in. Ruben Dias is there. That's a goal from the near post. They are less effective, but they do still happen. Probably should have put an L on that near post, thinking about it. He's 6'5". Ruben Dias only 6'1", I want to say. 6'2", so one of the two. There's a few inches in it. Anyway, yeah. Oh my god, he's done it twice. Sod it, I'm leaving Ruben Dias there. It's been a while since we've had a corner goal, and now, like bosses, they've come 2 at a time. Maybe there'll be a third, just to fully mimic that phrasing. Every time I play Southampton, by the way, I get asked about Conceição. He was on loan here in the first season for us. Barely played him because he was rubbish. And every time I get asked about him when we play Southampton. Still seems a nice lad. He seems every time we get asked about him, he says he's happy to see us. Despite the fact he barely played. Anyway, James Ward-Prowse back to Liancao. Livramento at right back still for them. Adam Armstrong still there too. Their team's actually largely unchanged. Luis Diaz to Messi. Back to Anel. Digne in space and onside, apparently. Calvert-Lewin gets a little bit lucky there, but SMS with a effectively open goal to go for because the goalie seemed very uninterested to get back into the goal. Misses. Southampton do have Dunk at centre-back, which I am fully aware probably didn't go down well with the Southampton supporters. Yeah, Dunk left Brighton for them. When Brighton were relegated, I will just clarify, it wasn't a straightforward sideways swap. There was a relegation involved in that move, but Southampton signing a fellow South Coast player. Not the done thing. Calvert-Lewin, Messi, Luis Diaz, Makoko, probably offside. Again. Yep, offside. In fairness, that one looked offside to me, so... Oh, miles off, yeah, miles off. As I thought. Yeah, Southampton not in this game at all so far, according to the statistics, so I will just assertively, which is point finger, we're doing very well. Things could be going even better, though, because we've scored 2 goals from corners. We've not had anything from open play yet. Bournemouth might be terrible in the Premier League, but they are beating Luton in the FA Cup. No, they're not. They're drawing. As soon as I said that, Luton equalised. Digne now. They brought on Berghuis. That's a decent acquisition for Southampton. Why is he not starting for them? Ward-Prowse? Maybe they cup rotated a little bit. Chesney has the opportunity to do something. Puts it to his feet and gives it to Digne. That is an instruction. Give it to fullbacks. Messi. Anel. Toussaint. Digne. Luis Diaz. Back to Digne, I suspect. All the way back to Anel, in fact. Toussaint again. Gets to Digne eventually, and he releases Luis Diaz into the space. That's a bad touch, really, but into the middle of the box instead. SMS is in the space. There's the goal. It felt like a goal was building there. Thought Luis Diaz was just going to smack it first time across the goalkeeper. He didn't. He waited. turned around, found SMS instead, and there's the goal. I just thought he was going to smack it on his left foot there, but he is right-footed, I suppose. SMS, straight down the middle. Goalie in a little bit of no man's land, forced to the floor. Feel a bit sorry for him there. I do wonder if the instruction to play through the middle is part of the reason why fullbacks often have bad games for me. I wonder if they just don't get into the players much because of that instruction. Laid off to Makoko there, and Calvert-Lewin nearly makes it 4. This highlight's actually continued. Fornals on this left-hand side. They've got Fornals. Okay. Chesney puts it forward to Makoko again, and maybe there's actually a second chance for us in this same highlight. Calvert-Lewin. Diaz was running on that left-hand side. No one saw him. As Ward-Prowse nicks the ball off Messi and the highlight does end. At some point, they've had a shot. I can't remember if we saw it. But Livramento. Bergreis now. Can we get the ball off him? Livramento's still on the ball, though. Forced into the corner and forced to turn around. That's what you need to be doing with fullbacks. Really get them onto their weaker foot. Force them to go backwards. Bergreis. Kondogbia. Fornals. Bergreis in space. Offside, though. And apparently it was a good save from Chesney. It wasn't a straight-up miss. Neither fullback putting in the greatest performance, but we don't have substitutes for Lamptey. We do have Fadinia. Somehow they're not in the 7 substitutes. Oh no, Simicast was injured recently as well. I think at 3-0 though, we can probably put Sule right back for the remainder and not really feel too bad about it. 15 minutes to go. I think we can probably take off both Makoko and Luis Diaz as well. Politano and Alistair Maximan can both come on. Dini with a long throw. Calvert-Lewin. I tell you what, long throws have been doing a little bit more carnage of late. It was a long throw that led to the lucky Sam Maximan goal against Norwich. It didn't go straight to... I think it might have actually gone straight to Sam Maximan. I can't remember if it had a knock-on the way through, but it went to the back post from a throw-in where Sam Maximan was. And he's not the tallest player either. But I think, actually, we can probably just come off positive for these last 5 minutes and just sort of have a little bit more of a breather. Just see this out at 4-0 again. I say, matches against Southampton, goal fests. 4-0. Ruben Dias on a 9. Very, very opposite to what happened against Manchester City. Nice work, everyone. That was good. 5th round. Draws in 2 days. I might just show you the draw, just to... Well, there's only 16 teams left, including replays. And we get a Tyne-Tees derby against Middlesbrough, who did triumph against Millwall, clearly. Arsenal get Brentford, City get West Brom or Leicester. I'm not seeing big teams in this. Man U.S.A. away at Fleetwood or QPR. So Liverpool have gone and Chelsea have gone at some point during this already. So 2 of the big boys gone. FA Cup might be winnable. And as the game even recognises, Tyne-Tees clash to take place in the next round of the FA Cup. Which slots in where? Irritatingly there. I'm not going to bring you it, unfortunately. I'm going to go all the way to the second leg of Borussia Dortmund with Sheffield United alongside. As much as I'd like to bring you a Tyne-Tees derby, it doesn't make sense to do so, unfortunately, here. Dortmund and Sheffield United, I think. Of course, Sheffield United, the last beta save as well. Until next time, thank you for watching. Ta-ra.